I think we all know whose chart this is. It is DT's, the Gemini wordsmith with the Leo rising and Mars in the first house, the misogynistic man. Very fascinating chart, but the reason I wanted to jump on here was to have a look at some of the transits that are happening for him right now. So one thing I noticed straight away is that this Taurus full moon that happened today, obviously in this chart you can see the moon's separated a bit, but the Taurus full moon that was at roughly 8 degrees is actually square his Pluto in the first house. That looks a bit gnarly to me. To me, that's showing some kind of tension and conflict with that Taurus 10th house of his where the new moon is, which is a new beginning, a fresh start, and his physical body, Pluto being things that can be explosive, dangerous. It's a very psychological planet. It typically rules over things to do with like power, control, transformation. So that does have me a little bit concerned that the new moon is square his Pluto in the first house of his physical body, and then Mars is very, very close to that Pluto as well. I know it's a pretty wide orb by degree, and that Mars is at 4 degrees transiting Leo, but it is still quite close to that Pluto, activating that just a little bit. And you'll notice that the Mars-Pluto opposition has been playing out in his first house of his physical body and 7th house of close one-on-one relationships. Not to mention Uranus is still up there on his MC, his midhaven, showing some big shifts and changes and shocks and surprises in regards to his public image, his career, his reputation. And that Uranus is square his natal Mars and ascendant, which is his physical body. Mars being the planet of action and passion, but it's also conflicts, can be weapons and accidents. It can trigger health problems. So whereas Mars is to do with like blood, the head, Leo's usually to do with the heart and spine. There could be some kind of health problem. I mean, he is obviously quite old and under a lot of stress, but is there some heart issues, some heart stress, like heart attack, like something going on with his health? Maybe this is kind of giving a little bit of energy that maybe the work that he's doing, that 10th house, and his reputation and the job that he's doing, like his career, is putting a lot of stress on his physical body. It's also, obviously, like I've said multiple times before, the original indicator that told me that there was going to be an ass attempt on him. The very first time I said that there would be an attempt on him before the first one even happened, and I also said that there would be multiple attempts, and they did happen. This is still giving the energy like that he could be in danger and harm's way, whether that's physically through health problems or, more attempted ass on him, who knows. But that Uranus square his physical body, his ascendant, and Mars, is quite concerning. And then the Mars kind of very close to his Pluto there in the first house. It's, got me watching him very closely this week. The other thing that stood out to me is that he has Venus, Saturn, and Neptune in his 8th house. The 8th house deals with DEATH and endings, all those sorts of things. It's a big money house too. The North Node is your destiny, your life purpose. Saturn rules his 6th house of health. He also has Jupiter there on his Sun and his North Node, which stood out to me as well in the 11th house. So this is nice for his Sun. It's elevating his Sun and his public image, but it is opposite his Moon, which is his emotions, and his South Node there, things that he needs to release and let go of, past life, karmic ties there. The 5th house usually links to children, creative projects, business. Sagittarius energy is like foreign lands, foreign people, foreign countries, dealing with that sort of energy. The moon rules over your emotions, your security, your mother, and female figures that are very motherly and nurturing in your life. But that's a lot of what I could see. There's so much activation happening, but definitely worth keeping an eye on him.